sure that here a minute, Eric, and make sure comp and just add +5 in the comp output. And you'll be able to get some more out of it that way. Yeah, stand by. We'll get you a little more. Yeah, thanks, buddy.
prayer, then they do all that. Then at the end, when he's done, yep. How that flag song? That one song?
That dude's nuts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing you just saying.
Melody's almost there. Might need 2 more people. If they not, I'll take them out of here. I'll throw them to the grass.
Something worse for you.
You doing a chat check?
Singing it.
The drum circle mic. Yes.
I got the bass on here. Oh yeah, we use that drum.
I got this. I got this.
Well, she said so, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the grand opening ceremony for this fabulous major expansion of FireKeepers Casino Hotel. When you look at the biggest days in the 12-year history of FireKeepers, you would obviously include the original grand opening of August 5, 2009, and obviously the grand opening of the first hotel tower, which was December 12 of 2012. Today joins that list. For our guests here and those who are watching us online, we begin every major event in what both the Nottawasepi Huron Band of the Potawatomi and FireKeepers Casino believes is the right way. The first portion of that is a drum performance. I would ask that everyone please rise, and gentlemen, to remove your hats. We are honored to have a performance by the NHBP Community Drum. the NHPP Community Drum, and we are so proud to have them with us this afternoon. Thank you so very much. Next up, please remain standing, as we will now have an invocation, and for that we're proud to welcome Tribal Council Secretary Nancy Smith. Nancy?
Miigwech. If you would join me in your way, I'd like to offer a blessing. Creator, I thank you for this day. Thank you for the sun that shines and the breeze. Thank you for friends. Thank you for community. I thank you for the way that everybody came together to make this a very special day, and also a very special place to come and have fun. Thank you for the dreams that are happening for not only our nation, but this community. I thank you for the people, the elders that came before us, our ancestors, who couldn't even dream of something like this. But today you continue to guide us and show us the right way to go. And I just pray in so many ways that we continue to maintain unity, and that we can all come together and just really enjoy this moment. I ask all this in Jesus' name, amen. Miigwech.
Thank you, Nancy. Everyone can now take a seat. You know, the team members, to echo Nancy's comments here at FireKeepers, have so much to be thankful for. We have great tribal owners. Plus, we have an award-winning chief executive officer who leads us with a bright smile and a pretty basic request that we seek to do better and to be better every day. Her wealth of hotel and gaming experience has us well positioned both now and into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to welcome Kathy George.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to FireKeepers Casino Hotel. What a great day. Agreed. On behalf of the over 1,800 team members at FireKeepers Casino Hotel, we say thank you. Thank you for being our partners. Thank you for being our guests. And more importantly, just thanking you for supporting us for the last 12 years and coming today to be a part of our next adventure. It took a lot of people to get us here. So first I want to thank, of course, as Jim mentioned, we do have the best ownership group in the industry. So I'd like to thank the Nottawasepi Huron Band of the Potawatomi, its tribal members, its elders, and of course all those who went on before us. So let's give them a round of applause. You know, I'm fortunate every day to work with 1,800 of the best employees. You know, we're really a family. You know, we've gone through a lot in the last 12 years, but especially the last 18 months. I think all of us have. And today is a great example of what working together through challenging times can accomplish. You know, today we're opening a hotel and a restaurant and more gaming space. You know, when a lot of construction projects didn't get to keep going on during COVID, and some are still stalled. So I want to just say thank you for everyone's perseverance. Of course, all of the architects from JCJ Architecture, Clark Construction, and of course all of the great subcontractors and all of the tradesmen and the construction workers who really helped put this together. I know there was a lot of time and there's a lot of questions of, I don't know when we're going to get done. I don't know when the supplies are going to get here. But everyone persevered, just like the casino employees do every day, wondering, oh my goodness, we're tired, we're short people. But everyone persevered to bring this to you today, and we're really proud of it. And I hope that when you come inside, you're going to get to take a look around and be proud of it as well, for you as community members, especially the tribal members coming through, and hopefully you will be proud, because that is what we've tried to do today. You know, I get to talk about the team here at FireKeepers, and You know, people ask me all the time, well, what's one word that makes you different from the rest of the industry? I say our heart. Our heart, and I think you're going to feel it when you come inside, just as you always have. You know, we strive to be, as Jim told you, my motto every day is, what are we going to do today to make us a little bit better? Well, we're going to keep getting better and better. You know, with all the different expansions we've done, we've raised our bar a little bit higher for all of you to enjoy. And I think that this new expansion, and of course Nick Lalenda here taking us to new heights, we're going to keep rising that bar so that we are not only going to be the casino of choice in Michigan, but we're going to be the casino of choice across the country, bringing more and more people to Battle Creek and knowing who the Nottawasepi Huron Band of the Potawatomi are. So with that, thank you very much for coming, and we appreciate all your support. And again, thank you to everyone involved, and especially to the team members at FireKeepers who I see out there. So thank you, everybody.
So Kathy just mentioned that the Nottawasepi Huron Band of the Potawatomi are the best owners in the gaming industry. And you may wonder what that really means in tangible terms. What it means is from being the best business visionaries to owners with enormous heart and a sense of generosity for every FireKeepers team member, plus their goal in inspiring us to be active employees and positive impacts in our local communities. That's what it means. We have many tribal members with us tonight, and we can't thank them enough for their support throughout this project. And at this time, I wish to introduce Tribal Council Chairperson for the Nottawasepi Huron Band of the Potawatomi, Jamie Stuck. Jamie?
Bonjour and welcome, everybody. On behalf of the great nation of the Nottawasepi Huron Band of the Potawatomi tribe, the FireKeepers Casino Hotel team members, I want to say good evening and welcome to tonight's Second Tower Grand Opening event. We appreciate everybody taking the time to celebrate with us yet another milestone for the NHBP and FireKeepers Casino Hotel. At this time, I would like to introduce my fellow council people. Not in attendance, Tribal Council Vice Chair Dory Rios, Secretary Nancy Smith, Treasurer Jeff Chivas, and Sergeant-at-Arms Homer A. Mendoka. The Creator and our ancestors are smiling down on us today. We have a beautiful day and been blessed with a great event. I want to take this time to recognize our government and our Economic Development Corporation. Without the team members with both of those divisions, they wouldn't be able to work in concert with the casino and provide such great services for our tribal members and nation. So I want to take this time to recognize Barry Scott Jr. and his team members at the government level. I want to take this opportunity to thank Deidre Mitchell, WDC board members with Wassiabuck Development Corporation and their team members at the same time. So I want to take this time to acknowledge them for getting us through this last year and a half. So it's not any secret that the NHBP is a resilient tribe. Our history and modern day trials speak for itself. Whether you're talking about the NHBP to be the last band of Potawatomi to be removed from Michigan to go to Kansas, or if you're referring to the resistance of our ancestors when they decided to turn around and come back home to the state of Michigan to reestablish ourselves in our Aboriginal territory. How about the struggle that we had to become reaffirmed and federally recognized as a sovereign nation, and we all did it together? And unfortunately, now you can add a global pandemic to the list. We have overcame. When it came to the NHBP fighting for their right to have gaming to provide for the well-being of our people, it was nothing short of persistent. The NHBP overcame years and years of obstacles in order to attain FireKeepers Casino Hotel. We had a dream, and we just wanted the opportunity to make that dream come true. It's hard to believe, but after opening in August of 2009, we just celebrated our 12th anniversary. FireKeepers Casino Hotel is renowned in the gaming industry, not only in the state of Michigan, but nationwide and globally. Not too bad for a former cornfield, eh? Since opening, we've always been very focused on due diligence when it comes to investment decisions and when it comes to the operations of FireKeepers Casino Hotel. We did not build a hotel right away after finishing the casino. We paid our debt off and bought our management agreement out 4 years early. When the time was right for our nation, we added our first hotel tower in December 2012, commemorating our 20th anniversary of federal recognition. This added nice restaurants and our event center. Since then, we have teamed up with Swarovski, creating our first franchise outlet. We renovated Cabaret, Cafe 24/7, and Medium Buffet. We rebranded our Grab and Go to Gapi Cafe. We built Dacey's Sportsbook and Tap House and repurposed the old Dacey's into the poker bar. And more recently, we have added our own local brand of internet gaming to our resume. It was during the year that we celebrated our 10th anniversary, we decided to expand our property with the second hotel tower. We spent years vetting this major investment in our brand. FireKeepers Casino Hotel completed an extensive market study. Tribal Council consulted with senior FireKeepers Casino Hotel management and team members. Tribal Council and FireKeepers management had a town hall with NHBP tribal membership, and membership participated in a survey to provide comments on the proposed expansion. There were a number of reasons why the second tower made sense from a business standpoint. It will continue to make FireKeepers Casino Hotel the casino of choice and attract more gamers to the city of Battle Creek. It will provide the solution for the increased demand for additional rooms at FireKeepers Casino Hotel. It will continue to allow FireKeepers Casino Hotel to gain market share in the gaming industry. It will increase revenues benefiting the NHBT tribal membership, FireKeepers Local Revenue Sharing Board, the State of Michigan Strategic Fund, and the Native American Heritage Fund. Another positive is that it's created more construction jobs and full-time positions for NHBP tribal members and the local area to assist with the economic development of the state of Michigan. What we did not envision during this process was COVID-19. As everyone can contest to, the last year and a half has provided some unprecedented times and challenges. But dedication saw this expansion through regardless. So today is with an extra special, thankful heart that I thank the following organizations and people who helped us get through this project and get us over the finish line. Without their shared resiliency, this project would not have been possible. We have finally completed this journey. First of all, I want to thank the Creator. I want to thank our ancestors and our past and present tribal council members for vision. I want to thank Kathy George, Jack Demick, and the FireKeepers Casino team members and family. I want to thank Clark Construction, JCJ Architects, Kevin Kane. Also want to take this time for our tribal members, whose hands helped build this hotel, and not only help build a hotel, but help provide the artwork and our crafts for display inside the new expansion. I also want to thank Marisha Keith for her leadership with those tribal members as they sought work out here and helped complete this expansion. I want to take this opportunity to thank the members of the great nation of the NHBP. It was our shared vision and our shared mission that brought us here today. So give yourselves a round of applause. In closing, I want to say Chimigwech, thank you very much for your participation in today's grand opening. Don't forget to get inside and get your Vegas on. And please stick around to see Mr. Nick Melinda's tightrope walk. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your participation today. Aho. Forgot something.
Opening the door for tribal members to participate in the construction of the hotel is a massive endeavor. From skills, capabilities, to technical standards, to shift availability, this is an enormous effort. I wish to recognize and call to the microphone Marisha Keith, Indian Preference Project Coordinator for the NHBP. Marisha?
Thank you. Bear with me. I would like to say Buju, Marisha Keith, and Dish Nakas, here on Potawatomi and Dow, Athens, Michigan, and Dochbia. And with that, I said, hello, my name is Marisha Keith, and I'm a very proud member of Huron Potawatomi. I stay in the Athens, Michigan area, which is home of our reservation. Sorry, I'm not good at public speaking. I was truly honored by our tribal council asking would I give a speech about my experience working with all the contractors, placing the tribal members in the different positions. And when he asked me, my hands are sweaty, my heart started racing. But I felt truly honored and proud just to get to this point, to hold such a position. Working with our tribal members, which a lot of them are close family members to me. Just being able to see their true potential and knowing I can help place them in the correct positions that would best fit their job skills, their strengths, knowing their weaknesses. They've overcome a lot through different traumas, different situations. I came on April 13th, 2020, and that was in the height of the pandemic. My training was virtual. It was totally different from any other job experience there at the tribe. But we were able to overcome that and all the different experiences we were going through with the help of Caitlin Perry, who held the position prior to me, and I give her much kudos and to doing what she did, getting us this far, creating the policies, procedures that go along with this. Just giving it her all. Not only was she pregnant, she was holding another position within our tribe. So she dedicated an enormous amount of time. I would like to thank Zach, Zlotnicki, Audrey Weber for just being there through the whole time. I would like to thank all the contractors that we work with, WRCO, JCJ, Johnny Greens, the Swans, Weinstein, Applegates, just to be able to still give their all and want to come to a place and help build our legacy, our history, and to do it knowing that lives were at jeopardy. Several of the contractors, either family members were sick, one contractor lost his father due to COVID, and to still be able to show up and help us build our history, something that I don't think there's enough words to know that means the most to me as a tribal member, as having this honor of just being here we're all here together to unite together for the history of Battle Creek, the history of the tribe, the history of the gaming, hotel industry. And it takes all of us to be as one. I definitely like to thank Kevin Kane, hearing me vent, Jack the Mick, sharing the room next door to me. Without them too, I don't know how I would have got done. They always had the best answers because it was all new to me. Sorry, trying to go off notes and it's not working. I'd just like to thank everybody. I think I'm babbling too much, but thank you all for coming out and supporting us. Not only does this is a form of entertainment, but this helps our families, our children, our children's children, and it's the next 7 generations ahead of us. My mom and my aunts and cousins, their parents didn't get to see this. And I don't know, might just be a form of entertainment to you guys, and I hope you guys can enjoy it for the years to come. But just know, it's a lifestyle for us. It's our history. So, go ahead.
Marisha mentioned a couple of entities, and we are going to call them up at this time. First of all, JCJ Architecture has been discussed a few times, and they're a diverse planning, architectural, and interior design practice. They have 7 offices across the United States. They have many specialties, but gaming's one. So if you're building a state-of-the-art major casino project from New England to Nevada, from Oklahoma to New York State, and obviously right here in Michigan, then they offer the kind of skills and capabilities to make this a big success. With us from JCJ is a JCJ associate and our project manager, Danae Tinsley. Danae?
Right. Hello. Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Tribal Council, for inviting me to speak here today on behalf of JCJ Architecture. Teamwork is defined as the combined action of a group of people, especially when effective and efficient. We individuals here on this stage represent the team that has developed the project behind you, from lines on a page, exciting renderings, sample materials, to a hole in the ground, steel beams and columns, and tons of concrete. Oftentimes, when you think of a team, sports moments and movies come to mind. And those moments and movies tend to highlight the struggles of that team. For example, in the movie and true story Miracle, a group of young hockey players come together to defeat the USSR in the 1980 Olympic Games. Our team came together to overcome a global pandemic. I'm not sure if we could have written a more dramatic movie script than that, but that has been our life on this project for the past 18 months. Without the team commitment, there would not be a completed project. JCJ Architecture is so pleased and proud to have been a contributing member to this group, this team, so expertly guided by Tribal Council, an involved and informed owner-operator, their representative, the Caden Group, Clark Construction Company, the engineering team, including IMEG Corporation, ME Engineering, RJS Associates, D&M Site, and Spec Consultants, the subcontractors, and the hundreds of committed workers on this project. When design began 2.5 years ago, one of the goals for this expansion was to elevate the level of guest experience. I believe we were up to the task. Whether it's the custom 5-layer waterfall at the entrance to NEB, the illuminated railing at the lobby bar, the detailing of the sturgeon fish in the terrazzo flooring guiding you from the fiery registration desk to the social circle, there are little details ensuring luxury can be felt in each area of the property. Incorporating the NHBP culture was a guide for the design team. There are 7 display cases in the concourse representing the 7 grandfathers' teachings, so guests can now interact with the tribe's cultural art and artifacts. The hotel corridors are fiery, and the guest rooms are appointed with every convenience from integrated technology to built-in storage. These are just some of the design elements incorporated into this 4-diamond property. We hope you visit FireKeepers Casino Hotel often as you continue to explore all that it has to offer. I hope you have a wonderful time at this event. Thank you.
Let me put a number to what people have mentioned so far, just to give you an idea. If you remember, we broke ground, we brought in tons of sand and had a sculpture built to show you what these 2 towers would look like when completed. In between that time and today, there were 470,000 hours on the project from men and women in this community. 470,000 hours. And NHBP focuses on spending with Michigan businesses, and we spend millions of dollars in the state every year. Clark Construction Company of Lansing has been involved in pretty much every major project in our history. Clark's a full-scale commercial construction firm with a reputation for quality, so that obviously blends perfectly with what we're trying to do here at FireKeepers. At this time, I would like to introduce Senior Vice President Alan Blower from Clark Construction Company. Alan?
Thank you, Jim. Well, here we are, 2 years later, and since the groundbreaking, and I want to start by sharing some fun facts so that you really can appreciate and put some perspective on the magnitude of the accomplishment before you. So over 85,000 yards of concrete were poured in this facility. To put that in a little bit bigger perspective, that's somewhere between 900 and 1,000 concrete trucks that came on the site to build this. Over 2,000 tons of steel, 130 miles of metal stud framing, including the outside of the building and all the walls for the inside the hotel. Over 140 miles of wire, and that includes electrical wire and includes low voltage and cabling, and over 50 miles of mechanical piping. Pretty amazing feat. And how did we do all of that? Well, as Jim mentioned, over 470,000 trade hours that were here. That 470,000 represents over 1,000 people that came to this site and worked on this site to build this hotel. It also includes probably in the range of about another 2,500 jobs that were created outside of this site through suppliers, through manufacturers, getting us materials to build the hotel. And yes, at the end of the day, a global pandemic right in the middle of the project. So many people, a lot of people have asked me, you know, Al, how did you do that? How did you work through it? You know, in a time when everything was shut down and in an industry of construction where truly everything is all about schedule. Well, it's very simple, and it boils down to just a few simple things. First of all, you have to educate yourself, and you have to educate those around you. You have to learn everything that you can possibly do. Secondly, you communicate. You have to talk to everyone. You collaborate with your colleagues and your peers in the industry to make sure that all the things that you're doing are the right things to do. Thirdly, you have to listen. And you have to truly listen. And you have to take in all of the concerns of the people. Not just the workers, but their workers' families. And you have to consider all of that. You take all of that information and you make the best decisions that you can make every day knowing that the one thing will never, ever be sacrificed is safety. And I want to, just to add to that a little bit, at the end of the day, the job got built safely, and we found a way to continue to move forward. So we all went through an incredible controversy, as we worked through the process of COVID-19. But I believe that every challenge, there's opportunities. There are things that we all learned or didn't do before that we probably do today. And I probably had a list of 20 of them down, but I just tried to narrow it down to a couple of things. So I asked the question, who learned to do something differently? Who learned to do something that you needed a second hands to do before? Because of social distancing and trying to keep people safe and keep them separated, we all learned. The construction industry as a whole learned a ton about how to do things more efficiently, how to do it a different way, and keep people safe. How many of us could not fathom the idea of working from home? I'm the naysayer. I was from day one. I didn't know how I was going to do it, and you know what? We overcame it. How many of you learned a new hobby? Did something different while you spent your time at home? And how many people here learned or honed their skills using some kind of video conferencing? Whether it was Zoom or Teams or whatever that was, because you simply needed to not only do it for work, but you needed it and wanted it to connect with your family and your friends in a time where we couldn't visit and see them. All of these things are good, and so something good comes out of every challenge. But the single greatest thing that came out of this challenging time, not just for this project, but for society as a whole, in my opinion, is the power of caring. And people going the extra mile to help others. People going out of their way. When I walk the job site and I see people and workers saying stuff to other workers about putting your mask on, looking out for each other, looking out for people's family, it makes me proud to be part of what I do. So I'm thankful not just to be here to celebrate the completion of this incredible building, and it really is beautiful, but also a long relationship with FireKeepers and an organization who truly cares. So if there were 100 meetings, there were one. Never once did the leadership here flinch when it came to doing what was right. Never questioned a new idea. If there was a chance, it would protect and keep people safe, and provided leadership, support, compassion, and understanding to everyone involved. On behalf of not only Clark Construction, but all of the subcontractors and all of the tradespeople that worked on this site, I want to say thank you very much. A couple other just short thank yous I want to offer to the FireKeepers staff. There are so many of you trying to build this building right next to an operating facility. It takes a tremendous amount of effort and coordination. Our architects and engineers, JCJ, what a beautiful building. And you're going to love it if you haven't seen the inside of it. The tradesmen and women who are here building this building. The teamwork, the commitment to quality. We are extremely lucky and fortunate in Michigan to have the quality and the dedicated people that we have. And lastly, I'd like to thank my team, the Clark team, that are standing over here. This group of people lived here for the last 2 years and have countless amounts of hours in trying to work with everybody to make this project a huge success. Thank you very much.
Lastly, for me, I wish to recognize our Vice President of Construction, Jack DeMick. Jack led this process from the idea stage to the completion stage, so congratulations to you, Jack. Tribal Council, along with Kathy George and Jack, selected Kevin Kane of the Kane Group to be our external owners representative. Now, I have to tell you, for the last 18 months, I have never seen Jack and Kevin apart from each other, so it's more than ironic that they're seated next to each other today. We're going to try to separate them sometime after this event is completed. So at this time, I do wish to ask Kevin to step up and say a few words. Kevin Kane.
Thank you, Jim. Good afternoon, tribal elders, tribal members, tribal council, and all that have gathered. As the owner project representative, you're really responsible for the critical project elements of communication, project scope, schedule, quality, budget, and culture. Now, this responsibility is not possible without the tremendous help of tribal council. The design and construction teams we talked about today, JCJ and Clark. The leadership of Kathy George, the casino CEO. The wisdom of Jack DeMick, Vice President of Facilities. And all the team members who were part of this casino, and we've talked a lot about them today. You know, thank you for creating a truly wonderful casino amenity and a tribal asset. When we started the planning process, the team developed a set of project principles, and there's several today worth mentioning. We've hit on a few of them. But the first one was increase the FireKeepers brand awareness through distinctive and vibrant guest services, building configuration, finishes, and details. The second was increase the level of service and value for the guests and staff. Third, stakeholders to provide input and be part of the overall design process. The fourth one, AAA 4-diamond rating of the existing tower and the Wine Spectator Award of Excellence standards for the NIMI restaurant were to be maintained and the starting point for quality and service. The finishes are to raise the bar and be distinctive in this market. And the sixth, the hotel expansion, the location, the configuration, the need to facilitate and create synergy with the existing hotel and gaming, future gaming, and other amenities. These project principles were the guiding force behind the tower you see today behind you, but it's also very much a part of the FireKeepers values that those team members portray to your guests. I am humbled and proud to be part of this project, and I thank you for your trust and support. Thank you.
All right, 2 steps left. One of them is we are going to have a ceremonial ribbon cutting. So I will ask all of our tribal council members here with us, Jamie Stuck, Nancy Smith, Dr. Jeff Chivas, and Homer A. Mandoka, along with Kathy George, to cut our ribbon to get us ready for a little walk on the high side. Okay. Homer? Oh, Homer has the ribbon. I'm sorry, Homer. Probably going to have to, you may take a step down or 2 down. So Homer, we'll have you come this way. Nope, not off the stage, but that way. Perfect.
You want it that way?
Hey, well, put it right around in front of there.
You got the feathers up there too. So.
Ooh, okay. If I shouldn't touch that, then we'll have Jack keep
Okay.
going. Yep. Okay, so if everybody else steps forward, Jamie, would you do the honors for us, please? And don't cut it yet, let us get a picture. So what? Please. And everybody look out at the photographer first. All right, give it a cut. Thank you. My apologies. All right, at this time, we're going to turn this over to Mr. Nick Wallenda. This walk, while it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Southwest Michigan, is a deeply symbolic walk. He's the king of the high wire. He is going to walk from the roof, atop the 8th floor of Tower 1 to our brand new Tower 2. And it is very important to understand that we selected this to show everyone the growth and expansion of the tribe, this business, and the staff and management here at FireKeepers Casino. So we selected someone with 11 Guinness Book of World Records and a list of never-before-seen death-defying feats. Nick Wallenda has written his name in history as truly the king of the high wire. Nick has performed live in every state in the U.S. and all over the world, and his family's been doing this for the better part of 200 years. He's garnered the support of tens of millions of live viewers in network television specials on ABC, the Discovery Channel, and others. Of course, you saw him cross the Grand Canyon in Niagara Falls. Probably saw him walking blindfold between two towers in Chicago. Nick personifies the Wallenda family legacy of never giving up and has time and time again proven that fear is a liar. He's going to go out and walk this wire approximately 450 feet, well over a football field. We're going to play some music, but periodically, he's actually going to talk to us and tell us how the walk is going. He is wearing both a microphone and an earpiece. He's comfortable with you making noise. In fact, I believe there's a condition of his agreement that you need to make a whole bunch of it right now, as we want to get him off in the right way. So ladies and gentlemen, Nick Wallenda! You don't need to be quiet. You can cheer him, drum him, you can do whatever you want. You can yell throughout.
What's up, FireKeepers? What a beautiful day it is to take a walk, as Jim said, on the high side. How's it going down there, Jim?
We're in awe, to be honest with you. Half of us are holding their breath, I believe, and the other half are trying to breathe for them. So the question is, how are you doing, and what's it like 8 floors above us?
Well, first of all, I'm breathing, so that's a good thing. But it's pretty awesome. What a beautiful property and a beautiful view of this property I have from up here.
What are you looking at this point? Like, where's your focus?
Right now I'm looking at you on the stage.
That's scary. You don't want to do that, so go to plan B.
So for the most part, I'm focused on the wire in front of me. However, I've been blessed with doing this for a long time. As you mentioned, my family started doing this back in the 1780s, well over 200 years now. So I'm able to look around a little bit.
What is your process as you go through this? Because you're kind of walking downhill a little bit right now, is that correct?
That's correct. So the catenary, which is the engineering term for that downhill swing. Oh, there's a little bit of wind. As I get closer to the middle here, I'll feel, of course, a lot more wind because I don't have buildings blocking that wind. But yes, I'm walking downhill for the first half. Catenary is basically a fancy term for a smiley face in the cable. So I'll walk downhill for the first half, and then uphill for the second. I will tell you it is my preference to walk uphill over downhill. God forbid if I was to slip, it's just like walking upstairs or downstairs. I'd prefer to slip going upstairs because those stairs are a little closer for me to catch if I needed to.
Yeah, you can save all that for later in a stairwell and not right now, thank you.
Deal.
So if that wind becomes too much when you get between these buildings, you do not need to continue to chat with us, but we're thrilled to hear it. Is it crazy that he walks on the wire and talks to us like he's standing here at the microphone?
Actually, Jim, it's a pretty nice distraction, to be honest.
Well, for a guy who told us Saturday night he nearly went to med school and did not do this at all for a living, he's doing pretty darn well, right?
Hi down there. Actually sweating up here a little bit.
Yeah, we're doing some of that down here too, don't worry. Especially now. So you're about halfway now, correct?
That is correct. I'm almost halfway. In fact, I believe within the next 10 feet here, I'll be at the midway point. There's this real noisy gnat to my right shoulder. I don't know what it is, though.
Nothing bothers him. We're going to put a drone up there. Yeah, okay. We want to mic you and talk to you throughout. Yeah, okay.
Little more wind here, as to be expected.
Windiest walk you've ever been on is?
The Grand Canyon, I faced winds of 48 miles per hour. I will tell you, I met Jim in Niagara Falls as I was training to walk over Niagara Falls. And when I trained for Niagara Falls, we brought in wind machines, and I actually trained with 90-mile-an-hour winds. Now, it wasn't on a wire quite this high off the ground, but it still was quite a challenge, as you can imagine. One of the reasons I did that was also obviously to prepare for the conditions that I would face or potentially face over Niagara Falls, but not only what I would face, but to duplicate it and double it. I try to put myself against greater challenges, of course, down in a safe environment, so that I'm prepared both physically and mentally. You know, I was getting in the elevator to come up here a few minutes ago. Somebody said, "Are you scared?" The reality is I couldn't do what I do if I was scared. About 3 years ago, my family and I were training to break a world record for the highest 4-level 8-person pyramid on the wire. After training for about 2 months, we made our way to the full height wire, which is what we do a few days before premiering it to a live audience. And a little more wind here. And about 10 steps out from that platform, my worst nightmare became a reality. That pyramid collapsed to the ground. By the grace of God, I caught the wire. My cousin Blake, who's here with me, caught the wire. One gentleman stayed standing, but 5 of my closest friends and family members fell to the ground. Statistics say the odds of living, the chances of living from falling from that height are only about 30%. We had 5 fall from that height. What was crazy was, although I didn't fall, I wasn't physically injured, I didn't realize I was mentally injured, and I went on to walk the wire doing what I thought was right. I continued to walk the wire for about 6 weeks, and then I took some time off. During that time off, I didn't realize there was a seed planted in my head, and it was a seed of fear during that accident, and I started to water that fear. I recently wrote a book called Facing Fear, and it talks a lot about the inner dialogue and how it's so important that we control our inner dialogue, the things that we allow into our minds, and how far down that rabbit trail we allow our minds to go. See, it got to the point where I was physically trembling on the wire, and I went back to my place, and I told my wife I was never going to get on the wire again. I was going to give up. I was going to quit. Well, I remember that conversation, and my wife said, "Nick, you sign every autograph, never give up." You do what you do to inspire people that nothing is impossible, and you're gonna give up? He's like, that's not the man I married. And she was right. But see, I had to retrain my brain. I had to learn to cast out those negative thoughts and not allow them to take over my mind. And I think all of us are dealing with that, and all of us do in one way or another. We deal with those challenges in life, whether our minds say we're not good enough to do something, we're not smart enough to do something, we're not good looking enough. We all deal with those challenges. Well, I want to encourage you, don't accept those negative thoughts into your mind, but counter them with something positive. I talked about training in 90 miles. Jim Cantori is an incredibly talented weatherman and a close friend of mine. And he told my dad in his ear, and I overheard him because my dad was in an IFB similar to what I have today listening to you, Jim. And I heard him say, that's a 48-mile-an-hour wind gust. My mind wanted to go crazy. I wanted to go down and grab the wire and hold on and wait for help. But see, I could counter that negative thought with the thought that I'd trained in double that, or nearly double that amount of wind, so I knew I would be safe making it to the other side. I encourage others to do the same thing. Learn to control your inner dialogue. We're faced with this wild pandemic. There are so many unknowns. There's so many people struggling right now. But I encourage you to remain positive. Great things come from a positive mindset.
Walking the high wire 8 floors above and giving us some life lessons all at the same time. And it's so cool to see Nick's reflection in the windows of the hotel.
Yeah, it
and
is.
now he's coming up on the 8th floor. So for those people in the 8th floor, we salute you as you get to kind of stare right out at Nick. Nick's about 85% of the way done. Has it been what you've expected?
All that and more. One of the things that people don't realize is this is my passion. This is truly what I was made for. It's what I love doing. And I do it to inspire others that nothing is impossible. Again, if I let the thoughts creep into my mind prior to taking that first step, to be honest, I would never take that first step. So I encourage others, again, counter that negativity with positivity, and you can make it through any challenge and across any high wire of life.
Hey, Michigan, let's bring it on. Look, he's almost home. Give it up for him. Woo! So, Nick, how long has it been since you've been on any kind of walk of that distance?
It's been a little while, actually. Normally it wouldn't be, but because of this pandemic that we are facing, I've actually had to take quite a bit of time off. But it's been good. It's given me a time to write that book, Facing Fear. And again, giving an opportunity to hopefully help others that are dealing with challenges of life.
So you obviously prepped quite a bit, but when you take the first couple of steps, is it just like riding a bike kind of stuff?
You know, I wouldn't say that. The reality is I have nerves just like anyone else. I get nervous. I respect what I do. What you might call fear, I call respect. So that being said, what I'm trying to say is I respect that wire enough to train and prepare properly for these walks. Yes, I've done it a lot, but the reality is my family actually has a long history in Detroit, Michigan. Many of you may know, 1962, they were performing a pyramid in Detroit, and that pyramid collapsed, and 2 of my family members were killed, and 1 was paralyzed from the waist down. My great-grandfather was doing a walk in San Juan, Puerto Rico at 72 years old, and it cost him his life. Mind you, it was one of the shortest and lowest walks that he'd done in his career. So I cannot ever be complacent when I'm on that wire.
You're looking ahead to maybe bringing an element of the circus back. Tell us about that in closing.
I am. So in the last chapter of my book, I talk about one of my greatest fears, which is trying to rejuvenate an industry that is age-old, but is certainly struggling, and that is the circus. So just recently, I took on a new project, and I'll be opening my own circus in New York City, hopefully the end of October.
All right, one more time. Give it up for Nick Wallenda. Congratulations, thank you, and thank you to each and every one of you for taking time to come out. What The sun went in, it cooled off, it was perfect for this event. We didn't have the wind. Nick did an amazing job. We're so thrilled to present it to you. So with that, we say thank you very much for coming out. Come on in and see our great new casino hotel. Have a great day. And once again, thank you, everyone.